How's it going, guys? Doing a little late night video making here. I was playing Magic the Gathering all day today, the Magic Duels on Steam. I'll do a review on it. Personally, I love it way better than Magic Online. Number one, because you don't have to pay for shit if you're a broke ass motherfucker like me. You can pay for stuff with points, which is really how it should be, because I'm one of few people, one of few PC gamers who doesn't believe and paying for stuff that you can't hold. I'm a huge fan of physical media, and I'll admit I was a tool though in the past, and I have spent money on Magic Online. But anyways, so I want to talk today about a guy I used to follow a lot, very nostalgic for. I was going back watching some of his videos, and unfortunately, recently I found out his channel got deactivated, and I know about that shit all too well. Wrestling Jesus, aka Cedric the Ranter, aka so many other names. It's funny because I relate to him and the fact that I've made a lot of accounts too, and not a lot of YouTubers are like that. But he's always, been on his grind. Not always, but still, fairly good amount, anyways. Especially for a ranter, because it's hard to find a rant channel that's really been around a long time. He's not your typical YouTube channel, full of editing and fucking lighting and all that gimmicky shit. He's just he's a real ass dude. Now, I don't agree with everything he says, and I do think that he sort of flip-flops on some shit, but for the most part he's a pretty smart guy. He just sometimes, I think, can be somewhat judgmental about shit. But yeah, like for example, about a year ago, or close to a year ago, he was talking a bunch of shit about Donald Trump, and I'm a Donald Trump fan, and I'll admit that turned me off. And I even made a video about that shit, calling him out on it, and he messaged me on my video, which was hilarious, saying how Trump is, what would he say, Trump is the best or something like that. I think he was just being sarcastic with me, but like, I still, I told him that I love him and I think he's a great guy. Even if he was trolling me, I don't really give a shit. But it sucks because I think the guy may have some issues. Like, he may have some shit going on in his life. He just seems like, one of those people who might be dealing with some stuff. And I know what that's like too, but yeah, his main channel that he had, it got deactivated. I don't know why. I saw some rumors, I don't know how true they are, about how his girlfriend deactivated it. Yikes. Cedric, what happened, dude? You dating some psycho? Come on, bro, you're better than that shit, man. You gotta get rid of that bitch if that's the case. But yeah, I don't really know what happened with this guy. I do like his wrestling rants, but I also stopped watching him because I was just getting kind of tired of it, Plus the Trump hating and shit like that. But what I like about Wrestling Jesus is he was very controversial, and I even somewhat respect him for the Trump hating, because I know it takes balls to talk about politics on YouTube. But Wrestling Jesus was one of few people that I can say I really respected on YouTube. He wasn't just your typical gamer channel, typical Minecraft, fucking shit like that. He had some substance to him, and, he was funny, too. Like, the guy was just entertaining as hell. You motherfuckers, that's my best impersonation of him. You motherfuckers. He can't pronounce the, he'd always say duh. What else does he say? Shit, I don't know. Alrighty. Every video, alrighty. But I didn't really, honestly, like, a lot of people are very nostalgic with the Attitude Era, old school WWF wrestling. But I don't know, man. Like, I thought it was good, but it was also kind of cheesy, I think that the best wrestling is, honestly, these days, I think that wrestling has evolved. But I understand some of the things that he complained about, about like the, some of the what are they called, the jobbers, and people like that. These so-called wrestlers who are kind of watered down, I guess, are kind of, I don't know, generic, or the fighting isn't that great or what have you. But I mean, really, guys, if you think about it, like, it's just entertainment. And wrestling is one of those things where, you get a new wrestling show, like what, like a bunch of times a week, and you can't expect every one of them to be that great. I stopped watching wrestling a long time ago. I mean, it's fun to watch sometimes. Like, I'll go back and watch highlights, but it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, no offense, but like, a lot of wrestling fanboys are just really retarded. You see him on his channel too, just like going back and forth with him. They're just, a lot of them are just white trash, and that's a big turnoff in itself. But I get it. Like, it's fun to watch. It's a fun sport, but the fanboys turn me off, and I don't know. Like, I guess I've seen enough in my life. You know what I mean? With some stuff, it's just like, if you get enough of it, you just kind of get full. It's like eating something all the time. You eventually don't want to eat it anymore. If you had freaking steak every day, even though steak is awesome, if you had it every day, you're gonna get tired of it. I don't care who you are. You're eventually gonna want something else. And I just feel like I've gotten my fill of wrestling, and I think that Wrestling Jesus has too. So maybe he's just run out of ideas. I think that maybe is what happened. I think he just ran out of ideas of shit to talk about or skits to do. But I really enjoyed all of his skits and funny shit like that. I liked his rant on the angry video game nerd. I thought that shit was funny. Because not a lot of people would take it there and talk about people like that. People who are really well liked on YouTube. So it is funny seeing the comments, I have to admit. And it's just, it's funny because I get a lot of hate too. So it's funny watching people get hate for people like me. It's funny seeing that. But yeah, all in all, like, Wrestling Jesus, I think he is a good dude, and I hope that he does come back. And I mean, if I had to guess, he probably will, because he always fucking does. That guy's just like, he'll always, even if he says he's leaving, he always comes back. But so unless something happened to him, like, fucking God forbid if he died or something, he'll come back. I know he will. The motherfucker, he's got nothing else to do. No, I'm just kidding. But like, seriously though, you can tell when someone has a passion for something, and he seems like one of those people who does. So I hope that he does come back. But anyways, guys, check out Wrestling Jesus if you haven't. There's some badass people who have made old school compilations of his old videos. WJ Classics, I think, is one channel. But yeah, definitely check out some of his stuff, because the guy's just hilarious, man. He's seriously a personality. Anyways, guys, thanks. Peace.